this match, head over to Twitter and start voting for the team you think will come out ahead. Send hashtag TIPwin or hashtag CST win to @LO.
But it's at high risk. Rumble burning his cooldowns that pushed up in the lane is punishable. Impeller's trying to punish bottom though. What a combo!
Oh, right onto Adrian. Apollo gets knocked out of this one. It could be a kill one way. Apollo doesn't actually see the hook coming in. They were all hovering on Sheep, and he gets hit up.
Flaying into the other combos. Rush though going for Chris. He's going to be mega soon.
Oh, if he megas out, that'll be what he needed, but they get it just in time. A gank that was a matter of seconds. And yeah, it's safe, but nothing is safe for him right now. And here we go.
They're level 6
more.
and they know he has no flash.
That's the equalizer. That's the hit. Impact is tanking it just on the outside of the range, so he's out. And Chris puts himself right back in the frying pan. Again to the bottom side. The same two die. Complete deja vu.
Yeah. Able to get to his Hex Drinker, and Impact has completed a haunting, guys. And yeah, it's going to be that mid lane gank.
Timing that nicely. Oh, wait a minute, a little miscommunication there. They didn't think Rush was going to go in, but do they have the damage? It's going to burn him down, and Rush gets out by a sliver.
So much for that farm fest. I mean, and not just letting them farm for themselves.
Well, they know this is going to be a counter gank coming in. Chris may die. Oh, Impact took actually a lot of damage coming in there. Impaler brings out a lot more than I thought he was going to, and Chris is able to hop out of this one alive. The 1-for-1.
Not bad when you can...
But it doesn't look like he will be there in time for the party. Actually, Adrian may have stayed a little late here. There's the flag and drag. The black shield goes on, and they are going to force the flash. Oh! There's like a pie to the face right there. Apollo flashes it out, but he had already bursted on the...
But it may actually be Impulse just being a little bit too slow, dehyping the whole thing.
They all went back to spend huge amounts of money. Thought that was going to be a nice dark binding to take, but the smite goes to Impaler. Had Xiao.
Too long. Now maybe they try that 4-man counter gank if they can get it set up. There's 2, 3,
Whoa!
maybe 4.
I don't know if this is what they wanted right off the bat. They were trying to work off the flashes down on the last engage in the bottom lane, but Impulse this time is able to react and assess the fight. On to Mash, and he gets just that into the ground. Chris is going to be the next one. He goes full Gnar, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Rush is coming in. He's going to get one more punch to ask questions later. That'll be the takedown. Double kill for Rush. Coming up nicely in the jungle this game. It'll be a more advantageous fight once it wears off. He's not going to be teleporting anytime soon.
Got to go for a steal.
Is going to be up to the smites. That one actually goes over to Apollo. Or rather, that's not Jinx. That's Vi. That's Rush.
In that second tier of turrets is they wait on 6-minute timers and hope they can find a fight in the jungle. They actually may have found a fight in the jungle outside of turrets.
Oh, that's the catch potential of this team. They were all like 1,000, 2,000 range away, but the fight continues. Impulse is in place, and they start making it happen. Apollo just on the outside, firing in the DPS, and the rest of the team is able to solidify and secure these kills. That's 3 down, only Luke
goes away from them. Let's see if they can push in onto this Xerath, who because of the rumble flank can't stick at the turret.
Oh.
Great job by Impact.
This is the flash flames approach. They keep going. I'm really loving the Lissandra Vi in this one. Usually you'll see Vi gets kind of flashed out, but with the claw, still able to follow. Sheep goes in. Could be a fight here that they don't want, actually, on the side of Impulse. A great side swipe here from Coast. They take down 1. That's going to be Rush as well as Apollo. 3 are now down. Impulse is looking to turn away here, and Impact will fall. This is going to be an ace for Coast as they come up nicely from the side, and it was Impulse that had all the pink ward vision here.
Riv. That was so ridiculous. Smarting Impulse so well with that initiation.
And they outsmarted them very hard. Look at all the wards they walked and fought over on that fight in the bottom lane. This is going to turn into a Baron. Impaler, watch yourself, sir. He gets out with a tight squeeze on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
Several minutes. Oh, dear.
Whoa. Rush getting ahead of himself. Impact gets grabbed. Watch on the back line. Mash does get hit by Xiao immediately. That's the ability they have, and that's how quickly a fight can turn. Impaler goes down now. Impulse found the one target they needed to start this fight. And Impulse's lanes have been doing a bit better, really relieve the pressure that he may have been
that
feeling.
fight, but not against the world. Let's see.
There's so... He's good. He's just taking pop shots right now. Mash can still go down here. That's the collateral damage. It tickled him. They still want this fight. That's the quick exhaust. Soul Shackle onto Sheep and Impaler, and they have made a bit off more than they can chew here. Sheep goes down. Rush is still the main participator in this fight, and he may even get a double kill as he brought that one around completely by himself and turned the tables.
Rush was at
a quarter. And it's going to be Impact getting hit up. Chris is in Gnar form, so he is definitely going to be able to help this fight. Jezz gets hit, but he was fighting somebody he didn't really need to. Chris's offerings would have been better over here in this. Double kill coming up for Xiao. Then Chris is the focus as he just doesn't have anybody to fight. He was looking from the sideline on that one as an innocent bystander. Goes for a fight. Once again, it kind of pulls Impulse into what they need for now, the mid and the top inhibitor turrets. And inhibitors. That's going to be the walkout now for Impulse. They'll make one last stride towards the base, most likely. Coast, they have a chance here. 399 CST. He's actually farming Raptors on the way out. This guy loves to farm. His team's doing Baron. He's saying, we're about to win. I'll take Raptors, sure. This will be Impaler trying to pick up Dragon, really scraping things together and give themselves something to work back with in this game.
Yikes. So, Xiao, but it would be a trap on the tank again. Let's see what wizardry he can pull.
Let's start the clock. How long does he stay alive versus 4? Good Lord, he is not going to even go down to half health from the abilities of 4 members from Coast, and Rush still wants more of the fight. The team is baroned up, and they are heading straight for the base of Coast. Xiao has already clawed over the wall, so they're forced to chase, and there is the claw cooldown once again. Chris will be the first one. He'll go out of Gnar and have some movement speed to work with. The Vault Breaker hits, and Rush still wants to be on the front line. It's Tip now moving into the base.
One has to ask who is baiting whom in these situations. Rush walking around doing whatever he wants, tanking up the final inhibitor turret. This looks like Impulse has it in the bag.
Pretty impressive game from Impulse. A few missteps here and there, but they were really able to right a lot of the wrongs in this game. Come out very convincingly, taking the game now. 40 minutes as they start on the Nexus turrets. It's only going to be a few last attempts from Coast to stop the bleeding. However, the slide still continues for them, and Impulse are able to pick up a win here over Coast.
24 kills in a 39-minute game. Definitely an action-packed game. Impulse living up to their name, playing very impulsive in this one. It does punish them at one point in the game, but because they had a well-crafted team comp there, they don't actually wait to counterpick Xiao's mid laner. They picked it right at the start of the game, and then in-game, they played around his talents. It also allowed Rush to succeed because he could late pick his jungle. One of the better games that I've seen Impulse play this season.
You know, if you call back to that time Xiao picked something else in mid, and he said, I won't do that. I won't play what I didn't practice. That's kind of what we were seeing. And then he went back to something that he played, and we saw Xiao again. 400 CS in a 39-minute game. Everybody coming up big there. In the bottom lane, I got to give props to Apollo and Adrian. Not for taking the hits early game.
They took
had
a lot of
some
hits
misplayed,
early.
but they stuck strong with it. They came back.
I mean, that was one of the big stories about this game, is there were 2 incredibly lopsided lanes.
Yeah.
Top lane Impact was super far ahead of Chris. Chris had an awful game. And bottom lane, Apollo and Adrian against Mash and Sheep, with Mash and Sheep coming out on top again and again. Yet, Rush was able to pressure 2 lanes and then get a turnaround gank on the bottom. And when that happened, the game really turned. Rush right there on the screen. He's got to feel good after that one. Unkillable. 6-1-11.
Yeah, definitely a different game for this guy. Really been calculating the attacks he goes in on. The team seems to be much more in sync with the attacks they're going in on. Usually we would see a lot of back and forth and miscommunication. Those seem to be righted. And for Coast, things to be, you know, the early game, they can make plays. We see Impaler making the right moves. When Rush was top, they went bottom. They got Dragon, they got a turret, but they just can't seem to capitalize on those advantages and put them somewhere else. Continue to push.
A tough first 4 weeks there for Coast. 1-7, alone in last place in the NALCS right now. And small wins that they need to be able to take home from these things. They know that they have games where they perform very well in lane. But the team play is lacking a little bit, and they need to find more ways to create